Hi everyone, Brandon Hall here with assignment number 4. For assignment number 4 I chose disability in media construction. Um, Very interested in this because media is a very broad topic. It is a very efficient way to reach out to a number of people, a number of viewers, and media has changed a lot in the 21st century. Um, and you see disability a lot in media now, and I was very interested in how it is portrayed in different forms of media, particularly films. So I focused this assignment on one film, um, and this film that I was most interested in um, was Murder Ball. Uh, so I provided a link for you guys, a YouTube link. It gives a quick summary of what the film entails, and get to see and get to know a little bit about the characters who are involved. But for number one, it asks to provide a brief summary of the perspective or part of the perspective that you will use for your analysis. So again, I chose media. Media is a very effective way to reach a large population, like I said. Media has to be very careful in the way disability is portrayed in film. And in most cases, film portrays disability as hindering an individual. Um, and in the conclusion of most films featuring disability, the individual with disability overcomes the disability. And if you get a chance to check out the film Murder Ball, um, it's just an example of that. It really is a great documentary and shows how the disabilities are a huge factor in their lives and how they overcome them. The creators of these films tug on the viewer's heart and do a tremendous job of forcing the viewer to become sympathetic for the individual with disability. Um, and these characters, they have unique personalities, and you become sympathetic for them at the beginning, but you see that they don't let their disability hinder them in any way, and it's pretty cool what they end up doing. In most real-life disability cases, people with disabilities learn to accept their disability and do not want others to feel sympathetic toward them. Very much shown in this film. In fact, most want to be influential and want to use their disability to show individuals they are capable of doing what a normal individual can do. Again, very prominent in the film, um, even though they are paraplegic cases and have limited mobility in their lower extremities. They are very capable of participating in sport and competing, just like a quote unquote normal individual would do. Um, Sometimes adaptations need to be made. This is most commonly shown in sport. Um, I'm a very big advocate for physical activity and physical education, and maximal participation is very important in adaptive PE, and it's shown in this film as well. They changed the rules a little bit for the game. Um, it's still a tremendous game, and uh, virtually anybody can participate. Um, every individual has a desire to compete and be physically active. And why can't individuals with disabilities be hindered with disability? Murder ball is a game much like rugby, except for the individuals who have become paraplegic. If you know anything about rugby, uh, very physical, very rough, and hence the name murder ball is exactly that. The sport is featured in Paralympics. The game is played in a wheelchair. Murder Ball is an inspirational film and gives viewers a broader perspective on how life is lived in a wheelchair and how individuals can compete in a wheelchair. They don't let their disabilities hinder them in any case. Viewers learn not to put limitations on those who do not have lower mobility capabilities. On to number 2. How is desirable humanness described through this lens? Undesirable elements of humanness, uh, parentheses, those are that are targeted for change or revision. Media seeks to either limit the humanness of those disabilities or seeks to greater the humanness of those disabled. It is all based on how the disability is portrayed in the film. There's a fine line between both concepts. Viewers are sensitive to those who are disabled and are reluctant to pick a side. So in Murderball, I would say it's the latter. It seeks to greater the humanness of those disabled and show them as an inspirational piece. Um, how is disability described and explained through this lens? Where does disability fit on the continuum of desirable or undesirable humanness? So in Murderball, viewers hardly notice the characters are disabled. When I was watching the film, initially I noticed, and I was just so caught up in the fact that this was so cool, and didn't even recognize the fact that they were in wheelchairs competing. It's pretty neat. The film seeks to find a common ground between those disabled and those who are not. The film does an excellent job portraying disability not as a limiting factor, but a normal way of life. Number 4, through this lens, what are the limits of humanness beyond which an individual is no longer viable? And then, what is the proposed response? Simply put, there are no limitations to those with disabilities. Again, the film does a great job doing that. So that's my presentation for assignment number 4. Hope you all enjoyed. If you get a chance, please check out the film. You won't be disappointed. It's very, very neat. Again, very inspirational. And the characters are priceless. So it's a neat film. Good night. Thank you for viewing again. Take care.